I want to discuss the Uvlade school shooting. And I want to discuss this from a different perspective that you may not hear, and hopefully you guys can come along this path with me, whether you agree or disagree. First of all, let me say this. I do not trust any politician. How do you know if a politician is lying? Just see if their mouth is moving. So that's a Republican, Democrat, anyone. I don't give a care what you are. I do not trust politicians. But there's one party that I don't trust more than the other, and that's the Democratic Party. I believe they'll do anything they can, anything possible to get their agenda passed. And that does include hurting innocent people. And I really noticed something about them. If you really look through history, you'll see they lack innovation. Yes, they will use the same tactics every freaking election cycle to get their agendas passed. For those of you not aware, I'm sure most of you are, this is the midterm election period. And I believe one of the biggest things they would like to overturn is certain gun laws. And honestly, in my opinion, I believe they want to revoke the Second Amendment. So what's the best way to do that? What's the best way to win the court of public opinion? It's to put fear in people. They want to inject this fear into us, guys. So they're going to use certain groups to get their agendas passed. By no means am I saying that anything I'm about to say is true. It's just my gut and intuition, and I believe I want to share it with you guys. Let's take a look at what has happened recently. The Buffalo shooting. We have blacks killed by a white man that has direct ties to a white supremacist group, Black Lives Matter. The Asian church shooting. Stop Asian hate. And now with the Uvlade shooting, the school in San Antonio, if you can't empathize with those other two groups, everybody can empathize with children being killed. I know some of you guys may be saying you're going too far. How can you create those parallels? By no means am I saying this was planned. But I just have a few questions. How does an 18-year-old non-high school graduate living with his grandma, fast food worker, afford AR-15s worth $5,000, including ammo, body armor, a $70,000 Ford F-250? The police could not get inside the school, and as soon as someone gets in contact with them, he gets shot immediately. Oh, and it's so big of a coincidence that this all happens the same week as George Floyd's death. Now, my wife and I are preparing to have children, and I have to admit to you guys, this really got to me. I mean, the thought of me and my wife preparing to bring a child to this world and someone else taking the innocent life of a child really got to me. I got very, very emotional. That was my first thought. But my second thought, whoa, it's midterm election time. They're at it again. I would not put it past the Democratic Party to do what they've always done. Hurt innocent people to get their agendas passed. But what agenda are they truly trying to pass? Because I don't believe that America has a gun problem. I don't believe America has a race problem. I don't believe America has a poverty problem. I believe America has a sin problem. Yeah, a sin problem. So you have these conversations and these arguments continuously about right versus wrong. This side saying this is right. This side said this is wrong. You hear people say, I want to be on the right side of history. What does that mean in 2022? In all actuality, it has lost its meaning. It has completely lost its meaning, what it means to be right, what it means to be wrong. Why? Because the standard of America is no longer Christianity. The standard of America is no longer the Bible. There is no standard. The Bible used to be our line of demarcation, but now we continue to go up and down the spectrum. Anyone can do whatever they want to do. America is a full-on free-for-all. America has a sin problem. What is sin? Sin is being separated from God. America is completely void of God. And I believe that there's somebody watching this right now that wants to come back to God. But sin is in your way. You have made up in your mind that you are too far gone. You have made up in your mind that the sins that I've committed, the sin that I'm currently committing, that God won't forgive me for that. I'm telling you that indeed is wrong. That thought process is wrong. I used to think in my mind, if I want to live a productive life, I have to skip sin forever. This thing have to leave me forever. No, it just have to leave me today. I just have to overcome today. That is what helps me overcome sin. So if America want to get on the right side of history, yeah, we need to go to God. We need to go in front of God. If you want to question what's right and what's wrong, ask yourself this. If I was standing in front of God, what would he think about this? Would I do this in front of God? And I know some of you may be watching this, you have no belief at all in God. You're well within your rights to believe that. But there's something that you answer to. There's something that you believe within you that is real. Whatever that is, you need to look within that and determine what can I do to make every day better. Because honestly, this free for all is not helping us at all. It's time for us to stop looking at individual issues and look at the true issue, the sin issue. This young man was dealing with so many demons inside of himself, and he decided to go outside of himself to hurt others. He had to hurt within him. He wanted to hurt others. And I believe there's a lot of factions out there. There's a lot of politicians out there. There's a lot of groups out there that have that same mindset. We're hurting, so we want to hurt others. They don't necessarily want equality. They don't necessarily want people to come together. They want revenge. They want to put upon someone else what's been put upon them. But love is the answer to all. Turning away from sin is the answer to all. Anyone watching this, I want to let you know that I love you. If you need anybody to pray for you, need anyone to talk to, feel free to hit me in my inbox, send me an email. Don't hurt anyone else based on the hurt you feel on the inside. Let's grow.